Alright, so this is a review for Hellboy Sword of Storms, which is one of the animated movies that they made based off of him in between the first and the second live-action Hellboy movies. I'm going to do this one in Blood and Iron, and these, by the way, do not have anything in common with the live-action movies story-wise. They're not connected in any way. The only connection to them, obviously, is that they're Hellboy and that all the actors that played major characters, Hellboy, Abe Sapien, Liz Sherman, and John Hurt, who was Professor Broom, do voices in this movies. Only note, Professor Broom is not in this movie, however. But yeah, aside from that, Sword of Storms. This, for the most part, is about a 90% made-up story featuring Hellboy battling the demons Thunder and Lightning in Japan, and the whole movie centers around a lot of Japanese themed backgrounds and mythical creatures. Basically what happens is that there's this Japanese scientist that finds this scroll and reads a backstory that tells about how these two demons became trapped in the samurai sword, and it actually is also a spell that possesses him by the demons, and he needs to go and find a way to break the sword in order to free the demons, and at the same time awaken their brothers, which are these dragons that control different storm elements. And if you can pretty much guess, if any of that happens, the world will go into complete and utter chaos, and Hellboy is the only one that can stop it. Hellboy comes along, picks up the sword, and is actually transported to a world where he has to journey battling all sorts of monsters and find a way to break the sword. What's interesting about this is, while I said that 90% of this was made up, there's actually a small bit of it that was actually adapted from one of the trades into a story which was called Heads. And basically it's Hellboy having to battle a bunch of vampire heads that have lured him away to a small house and plan on eating him once he's gone to sleep. That's actually taken from the Right Hand of Doom trade, which, if you've read that, you'll actually be kind of happy to see that brought into animation. The story's great. Have quite a few good character moments in here. Abe and Liz in this one are kind of taken off to the side, and they're sort of marooned on a small island somewhere in the middle of the Pacific, and they have to fight one of these dragons themselves, which is kind of interesting. And also interesting about this too is that we have Perry Gilpin in here voicing Kate Corrigan, who in the comics is sort of a bit of a romantic interest for Hellboy. The chick that does her voice is actually Roz off of Frasier, which is kind of interesting. And all of the story eventually leads up into a very climactic battle that I think fans of Hellboy will enjoy. It's pretty much the same thing out of a Hellboy story done all over again, but you know, with so many fresh ideas and the different monsters that Mike Mignola has thrown in here, and Guillermo del Toro has also worked on this movie a little bit too. I think fans are in for a ride with it. So if you haven't seen this yet and you're a big Hellboy fan like myself, I highly recommend checking out this movie. And that's all I have to say about it.